happy holiday. Happy holiday to those who celebrate it. I'm not going to be a, oh, look, this big leaf just came out and it just hit me all in my, my leg. You know how long I've been sitting here, y'all? I've been sitting here for a good minute, probably about 20 minutes. I've been sitting here and nothing hit up against my leg or ran up against me or nothing. It took me to come on live for a big leaf like this to hit me upside. Look how big it is for it to hit me upside down. And it's like furry on the back. It's so furry. It's furry on the back. It's big behind leaf. I don't know what that's all about. It's pretty though. It has like the fallish colors and stuff. Anyway, happy holidays. Happy Turkey Day. Oh no, my leaf. Happy Turkey Day. Gobble gobble and all that good stuff to those who celebrate it. Um, Growing up, definitely did celebrate Thanksgiving. Um, Even when I was married, I also carried on a tradition in my own family at the time to celebrate Thanksgiving, um, because it was just embedded in me, tradition growing up and stuff. But then as I began to learn more and more about the holiday and everything behind it, right, historical wise, it kind of started rubbing me the wrong way. And I was torn because I'm like, I like a good meal, okay? I like a good meal. Everybody like a good meal. There's really no difference between Thanksgiving and no other day besides the fact that you're making a crap load of food and you may be around family, right? That's the only difference. It's just another day to relax and eat some good food. It's crazy, y'all, because it's busy outside. And I didn't know it was going to be as busy as it is. I walked past like grocery stores are open, bodegas are open, bakeries are open. Residential areas are pretty quiet, but I'm in a residential area right now, and it's a cafe not too far from here. It's a line out the door at that cafe. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Nobody don't want to cook. Like, it's a line out the door, literally. It's a lot of people waiting to get in that cafe. It smells good though. Maybe they got some good food in there. It just made me wish I had a cafe that much more. Um, in due time, in due time. I'm actually gonna start looking into that because it's some bullshit. Okay, I'm gonna start looking into it. I'm gonna take my sunglasses off so y'all can see my eyes. Um, but yeah, so happy holidays to y'all who celebrate it. It is so beautiful outside. I could not pass up not coming outside. I was looking out the window and I saw the trees blowing, and I just saw like the different lighting and everything. I don't know. You would think I was a photographer the way I'm always with the different lighting. I don't know. I like special lighting, special natural earthly lighting. So I was like, let me go for a nice walk and just enjoy the weather. Nature always makes me so happy. But here we go with the nasty comments again. I don't care what you need. You better go get it from somewhere. You better go to the OnlyFans somewhere over there. What the hell? Anyway, um, all right. That just completely threw my train of thought off. But I'm enjoying the weather. Are y'all enjoying y'all Thanksgiving? Are y'all celebrating Thanksgiving? Do you even celebrate Thanksgiving? Do you believe in it? You know, it is what it is. As far as I'm concerned, it's a historical event, a bloody massacre, a historical event that included my damn ancestors. So I don't really, but I can appreciate a good meal, and I throws down. I definitely do. I throws down. Um, but unfortunately, I'm not cooking this year, just like I didn't cook last year or the year before that. I mean, I'm going to be cooking, just not the way I normally cook. This leaf flew out of nowhere. This big behind leaf. It's so pretty though, right? But I'm gonna take it with me. I hope it's not below. Stop. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to fix this thing so it stays. Okay. So I'm enjoying my quiet day, and I'm enjoying. It is so pretty out here, y'all. Like the mountains and different colored leaves on the trees and stuff. And the sun in the distance. It's like the perfect day for pictures too. It's really pretty. So I hope y'all are enjoying your day. It's cold. Where are you? Hi. Oh my God, I went live for the first time on my other YouTube channel at that girl Shanda. It's my artistry page. I never went live over there before. Well, one, because I thought I couldn't. I thought I needed to have more subscribers, but it looks like it turns out that I actually have enough subscribers. So I decided to switch up a little bit and go live over there just to see what the crowd was like. And it was actually kind of cool. It was kind of cool. But I feel like if I go live over there, I need to be like performing or singing or doing some spoken word or something. So that was just a test. That was a test for me. And then I said, let me come over here and do my live because I didn't do my live yesterday. My knee was bothering me. And of course, that didn't have to stop me from doing my live, but I kind of just wanted to chill out for a minute and relax my leg because I fell about a week ago, and jacked my knee up. So it was paining a little bit. But anyway, y'all, I saw this lady. First of all, I saw on YouTube people comparing Thanksgiving dishes, like they were tasting each other's dishes and seeing which ones tasted good, like tasting greens, tasting potato salad, and it just took me back to this time when I tasted this lady's collard greens, y'all, and it was a travesty. You can't eat everybody food. You can't. It was literally boiled leaves with slices of onions. That's it. Nothing else. No smoked turkey, no nothing. No seasoning, nothing. No vinegar, no nothing. It was boiled leaves and sliced onions. And you know how so melanated folks, I'm just talking, or I'm not even gonna say melanated folks, people in general, okay? We know, but because I'm used to being around my people, right? So that's why I know our mannerisms, right? So let's just say with melanated folks, when something don't taste good, we either gonna hawk it up, right? Oh, almost sounded like that Hatua girl. Hatua. She said, spit up on that thing. Okay, I don't know where that came from. Anyway, yeah, you hawk it up, right? Hatua. You either, and put it to the side real nice so nobody don't see, or you fold your plate up, you put it in the garbage, so nobody don't see. Or when you taste something and it's not good, you'll spit it out, but you'll kind of look around to see if other people around you to see their face expression when they eat it, right? Because that's exactly what it did. I tasted the collard greens. It's horrible. I spit it out, and then I looked around at everybody else, because I was waiting to see what this one lady, she took a spoonful of the collard greens and said, spit it out. I said, so I wasn't wrong. This other dude took it, spit it out. I said, okay, so I'm not the only one that think these collard greens taste horrible. So yeah, we do that. Those were some horrible collard greens, and I can honestly say that I have learned how to cook from some really good cooks. I have. My Aunt Kim can really, really cook. My mom can cook. My Aunt Ronnie can cook. She can cook. She can cook. She's just a different kind of cook. You know what I mean? She's like a fancy schmancy 5-star chef kind of chick. You know what I mean? Like she likes to cook like you in a 5-star restaurant. Is it 5-star, 10-star? I don't know how many stars it goes up to, but she likes to cook like you going to the Ritz-Carlton, okay? And you going and sitting down in a fancy schmancy restaurant. And she like to make sure her vegetables have perfect grill marks and things. And she's just fancy schmancy like that. So there's nothing wrong with that. Like my grandma, when she entertains and she get out her special china and her baccarat crystal cups and things, and so yeah, I have some bougie ladies in my family. I do have some bougie ladies in my family. It's okay. I learned a little bourgeois from them. I did. I learned some bourgeois. But I don't consider myself bougie at all. Not at all. And I definitely don't consider myself superficial at all. Even though Capricorns do get a rap that we're like superficial and and, you know, all about money and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, we like money. You know, money is good. We like money for what it can do. You know what I mean? Not necessarily just because, you know, for greed purposes or anything like that, or superficiality. We like what it can do, right? But anyway, yeah. So I saw this video on YouTube. This lady was blacking out, y'all, because she was screaming and crying about not wanting to be married. She's like, I don't want to be married no more. I hate being married. Mind you, she's still married, meaning that she's saying all this online, and her husband is probably watching her online saying that she don't want to be married. She laid up in the bed in the house that her husband paid for, yelling on YouTube about hating to be married, not wanting to be married. She don't think she should have married him. She think she should have friend zoned him and just made him a friend. She don't think that, you know, they'll probably be better. I said, this lady, and how is this man not kicking her the hell out? Saying all this stuff. And then she said, and because, you know, people were asking her questions, well, why don't you leave? If it's that bad, why don't you leave? I mean, you crying and carrying on, telling the whole world, you know, that you're so miserable in your marriage, and why don't you leave? She said, well, because, you know, I've been a housewife for 10 years. And, you know, and because of my mental illness, I said, oh, hell. Wait. I said, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. So you not leaving. Can y'all see me okay? Wait. I said, so you're not leaving because you've been a housewife for 10 years, meaning that the man been taking care of you for 10 years, right? The brother been taking, I mean, I don't know if he, you know, melanated or if he non-melanated. I don't know. I just assume because she melanated. So I assume my husband melanated. So the brother been taking care of you for 10 years. And because you got mental illness is the reason why you don't leave. But you all on the internet lambasting your husband to millions of people about how you hate being married to him, you don't want to be married to him, and that you wish you would have friend zoned him when you met him. And that when you finally do leave him, so basically this man is watching her online preparing to leave him, right? I wonder if he can use that in court. I wonder if, you know, if he decides to divorce her, I wonder if he can take the video that she got to be careful. You know, people can use stuff like that nowadays. I wonder if he could take it to court and say, I don't want to give her shit, Your Honor, because look at how she talked about my look at how she talked about my ass online, and she clearly said I've been taking care of her for 10 years, but look how she's treating me. Can I not give her shit? Can she just go on about her business? Oh, but if you've been taking care of for 10 years, more than likely the judge will probably say, well, you have to, you know, continue with the lifestyle she's living. You know how that goes. Well, with me, though, personally, the judge asked me if I wanted child support, if I wanted alimony, I said, I don't want shit. I just want to be free. That's how you know you really want to go. That's how you know when it's bad, right? That's how you know when you really, really just want to get the fuck on with your life, right? When you say, I don't want nothing. I just want to go back to my maiden name and bid ounce. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? Maybe I shouldn't say it. Because I'm not, I just kind of feel like that sounded really bad. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say there weren't good times in my marriage, right? When you get with somebody, obviously it was a good time. You got together, you were together at one point. Obviously it was a good situation at one point, right? But I think just in some instances, the bad can outweigh the good, right? And when the bad outweighs the good, then it gets to the point where you're just like, we can't, it just can't, you know, and other things also factor into that too, right? So I don't want to make it seem like, you know, I'm like the ex basher or anything like that, because I'm definitely not like that. I've never been that way. I'm just being honest about my situation. You know what I mean? Like, this lady is saying she hates her husband basically, and she wants to leave, and she hates marriage. I hate marriage. I'm never getting married again. And it's like, oh yeah, curse yourself like that. You probably won't ever get married again if you're talking like that online to millions of people who see you, you know, because when you try to date again, somebody might pull up the video and say, didn't you say you never wanted to get married again and you hated marriage and all this stuff? And now you trying to get me to marry you? I'm just saying, you got to watch that, right? But I was just using the example of, you know, if you really don't want to be with somebody, if it's really that bad and really that serious, then you will leave, and you won't let the fact that somebody is that you won't let the fact that somebody's been taking care of you for 10 years stop you, is what I'm saying. You won't let the fact that you have a mental illness, so she said, stop you, right? Because like I said, I was asked if I wanted alimony, I said I don't want nothing. I just want my last name and I want to bounce. Now some people might say that was crazy. You know, oh, that's crazy, Shanda. Why would you do that? You know, why would you not take, or, you know? And it's like, nah, we split up our assets. We split up whatever it was that we split up. And, you know, I just wanted to be free of the toxicity. That's it. You know, I still wanted to be able to amicably co-parent. I just didn't want all of the craziness. Like I just didn't want to live that craziness every day. I wanted to be in my own energetic bubble, you know what I mean, with my kids. And I wanted to continue evolving. I wanted to continue growing. And that's exactly what I did. Despite all of the shit that I have been going through and that I am going through, I evolved. I evolved through it, you know? And some people might wonder how, you know, but I've bettered myself despite of the situations that I may find myself in. I definitely bettered myself. I went back to college. I went to college again. Um, and I got my music production degree because I always wrote like short poetry and songs and stuff like that. I just didn't have music to go with it. And it always frustrated me. But then something told me to go to the Los Angeles Film School. You know what I mean? Like the advertisement kept popping up over and over. And I needed more brain stimulation so that I could kind of get my mind off of like not so much the breakup, like the divorce or anything like that, because I wanted that to happen. I was the one that initiated it, right? I wanted that to happen. But just like the whole situation with my kids and everything, it was a lot. It's still a lot, right? And so yeah, I went to the Los Angeles Film School, got my music production degree, and now I can compose music to go with my songs. You know what I mean? So I actually picked up a lot more skills, a lot more talents, and developed even more gifts. And yeah, and I've done a lot. Like I created a lot just with my at that girl Shanda artistry page. I created a lot. So I can definitely say that after my breakup from the ex or whatever, I evolved. I didn't stay still. I grew. I grew. I became more enlightened and more aware. Um, and hmm, sometimes we say, "Oh, I regret this and I regret that" because of how bad some things can be. But you know, I don't say that anymore because I understand that I had to go through what I went through in order to get to the other side of it. I had to go through what I went through in order to understand shit, to understand people, more like people. You know what I mean? Like I had to understand. I understand a lot more. Let's put it like that. I can discern a lot better, and therefore I protect myself better, right? So, and I find that, well, I guess trouble kind of followed me anyway. Drama followed me anyway. But the more I created boundaries and stood up for myself and spoke up for myself and used my voice, the more drama followed me. You know what I mean? Because there are people that don't like you to do that. You know, there are people that like to control you and want you to shut up and want you to do what they want you to do, and you know what I mean. And then you know, if you're too strong or if you're too boss, whatever, you know what I mean. Some people don't like that, especially if they feel like they're superior to you, right? Which you shouldn't feel like you're superior to anybody. But there are some people that feel that way, and if they feel that they have the right to control you and make you do things that they want you to do and you're just like no, no, you know, that will cause friction. It will cause friction, and it don't matter who it is, right? So hi, how are you? um greetings to you. It's getting bad out here. It's called counseling. No fault divorce on the way. Whose divorce is on the way? Marriage needs to be taught in lectures because men really want marriages in 2024, 25. Congratulate. Controlling in relationship is the norm nowadays. Controlling in relationships? Why? I mean, I'm not even talking about spousal situations. I'm talking about it could be like a boss coworker situation. It could be, a friend situation. It could be any situation. But I mean, that's what I left from. You said, but marriages should be taught in lectures. So men really do want to get married? Really? It's interesting because years ago, I was always told that melanated men didn't like commitment and were afraid of commitment and didn't really know how to commit. And that non-melanated men, like white guys, that they were more prone to marriage. Like they actually wanted to marry you and they didn't um, waste time with marrying you and stuff like that. Like this lady online, she said she met this white guy and he proposed to her in a week. This other melanated woman said she met a white guy and he proposed to her in the same day. And I'm just like, now I kind of think, you know, I think I would be really shocked if somebody proposed to me in the same day I met them. And I also think, and she went along with it too. She went along, she married him. She married him. He proposed to her in a day. She said yes. They're from different countries. He's from somewhere in Europe and she's from somewhere in Africa, some country in Africa. She said yes. And now they got two kids, a boy and a girl. They seem happy. They have their life on YouTube and everything, but you know how that go. You never really know. And then the lady that said her now husband proposed to her in a week, clearly she married him. Like he proposed to her in a week and she accepted. But she said, he really showed her that he was husband material. And she had never been married and she wanted to be married and she wanted to have a kid because she never had kids and he didn't have any kids and they were already like up there in age. I think she was like 40 or something like that, or she was either 40 or 45 something and he was like in his late 40s or so, you know so maybe that's what it is. Maybe when you're like in your 20s or whatever, you're more likely to take your time because you always think that if you take your time to get to know somebody, and then if you've known them for a few years or several years, you're like, okay, I know this person. Like I can't go wrong in this relationship because I've taken all these years to get to know this person, so like I can't go wrong, right? Honestly what I was thinking. I can't go wrong. I took my time. I got a chance to know this person for all these years, and you you know what I mean? And it still turns into something else. But I don't know. And I think that when people are like in their late 30s or their 40s or even their 50s and older, right? I think that maybe they don't like to take as long to date. Maybe they feel like life is short and we're already up there in age. So if, we know how we feel, let's just go with it. And I think that some people, I don't know, moving that fast always kind of scared me though, because I'm just like, but we don't know each other. But when you think about it, it's like you can get to know each other, right? And I think that's the fun part about it. It's like because you don't know each other, it's new. So even if he proposed to you in a week and you guys got married like a couple months later, you're still getting to know each other. Everything is still unfolding, everything is still new, as opposed to being with each other, like dating for years or whatever, and then getting married. And maybe that's why they say, men say things like, why buy the cow if the milk is free? Because if you've been dating a woman for 7, 8, 9 years, you feel like you know everything about her, right? You feel like you didn't uncovered a lot of her layers already. There's really nothing. So you just, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. Yes, men are preach marriage in a lot of spaces online, but is the problem. A lot of women hesitate due to abuse and things like that. Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's true. Um, the trust thing. But I mean, I guess everybody has that issue, right? You really don't know. Everybody can have like trust issues, but I guess that's, you got to get to know the person, right? You got to, I don't know. I think um from a person watching like me and my videos and stuff, I think a person can kind of gauge my personality and can kind of gauge um how I am, and my personality or whatever. But you always still never show everything and tell everything, online, right? There's always still some things left to be uncovered, right? Which I think that's how it should be. Not everybody is supposed to know everything, right? But I don't know. I didn't know. You're teaching me something new. I didn't know that men really wanted marriages in 2024 and 2025. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Um, because I was always told that melanated men are scared of marriages and scared of commitment, and they don't want commitment. And if they are committed, they usually want like open marriages and stuff like that, And like the whole latest thing is the whole poly thing, right? Where it's like you can be married, but you want to have like a harem of women that you can. And it's funny because I recently met this guy who was just like, I do not want to have that many women. He was like, for what? He's like, he said, I'd be stressed out with just one. Why would I want more? He said, and then why would I want a bunch of women that I got to spend a whole bunch of money on? He said, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on a bunch of women. He said, I'd rather just have one to spend money on one. I was like, damn. I said, that's a good way to look at it, I guess. That makes perfect sense, right? But yeah, that's interesting. What would you say about a man who don't want you to work, just be a stay-at-home mom while he brings home finances? Well, I'm a worker. I'm a worker bee. I'm a worker bee. Um, um, I mean, you see, I'm hesitating, right? So, I mean, I love to work. So, the type of person that I am is, I would definitely put my family first for sure. I would definitely put my kids first, and I would definitely put my husband first. I would make sure my family is good first, right? But I have to work. I have to, like, I think that's why a lot of women sometimes get um like out of sorts in marriages, kind of like this lady who's on YouTube screaming to the world that I hate marriage, I hate my husband, and then say she got mental illness and all this stuff, right? If you're married and your man is taking care of you and you're on YouTube telling the world you hate being married, I think part of her problem is she needs to be on YouTube doing something different. Like, she needs to be utilizing her time differently. Like, why don't you utilize your time on YouTube to make money? Or why don't you utilize your time on YouTube to start a business? Or, do you know what I mean? I think that if she was to direct her focus to something that could actually help her and her husband grow, that it would lessen the fact that she's always thinking about how much she hates to be married, and you know what I mean? But she's saying she got mental illness. So I don't know. Maybe she can't focus. I don't know. But if I'm a stay-at-home mom, like I said, I would definitely, because I've been in a situation where I was at home and I took care of family and stuff, but I also worked at home. I had an online candle company business, and I created my products at home, and I sold my products online, and I got my products into 3 different stores. And then after um, like this whole divorce thing and everything happened, it kind of made all of my businesses kind of take a back burner, because it was just so much going on, and it's still like stuff going on. But I mean, I'm out of it. I'm free and clear. But yeah, I have to work, because outside of kids, your whole world can't be your kids, and your whole world can't be your husband, because that's how you lose yourself. And then the woman becomes unhappy, right? Because she's like, oh, my whole life is my kids and my husband, and what about me? What about me? You can't do that, because then you'll end up making your husband unhappy, right? And you might make your kids unhappy. So pour into your kids, yes. Pour into your husband, yes. But also pour into yourself, whether that's online business, or business that you can do from home, so that you're not, so that you keep yourself together. so so I don't know if that was a long answer. I don't know, but um what would you say about a man? It's good timing. I'll be on tonight. Okay. Okay. But yeah, so yeah, anyway, yeah, I don't know. I noticed that I was told that guys that want women to stay at home and like be a stay-at-home mom while the guy makes the money. This one person told me that that's a control mechanism. Like that's the way of the man controlling the woman. That she's in the house, and a lot of times when the woman is in the house, and just what he says, stay at home mom, they intentionally want to impregnate you so that you're occupied, right? Because if you're pregnant and you're home and you're occupied, that means that the man is free to go and run the street and do whatever he wants, and he knows that you ain't running behind his ass with a big belly. You know what I mean? You're going to be like, you know and you probably won't think much of it because you're being taken care of, right? You're comfortable, you're in a home, you have everything you need, um, you're provided for and stuff like that. But I was told that that can be a control mechanism, a way for a man to control you. And a lot of times, sometimes men don't want you to have money or make your own money, because they feel like then that gives you kind of power over them. It gives you, and then they can't really dictate to you, the female, as much, right? And so, you know growing up, my mom always taught me to have my own, and she always taught me to be able she always taught me to not depend on men, because she said, in doing that, it'll put you in a situation that you may not necessarily want to be in. And I think she just was speaking from experience, because she always really depended on my dad. My dad didn't want my mom working either. He wanted her to be home. He wanted to know where she was. He wanted to know that her ass was in the house. You know what I'm saying? Either taking care of the kids or taking care of home, and there, when he got there and he wanted, she cooking and cleaning and all that stuff. But after a while, just as a woman, that's not your whole life. Cooking, cleaning, taking care of the family, that's not all that you are, is my point, right? And a lot of times women will lose themselves in that, and then they'll start getting depressed and miserable. And that might be part of what that lady online, that's probably what's happening to her. She online losing her goddamn mind. I hate marriage. I'm never getting married again. I'm kidding. And her husband probably at work like, damn, you just gonna embarrass me like that. You know what I mean? But she's losing her mind. She's literally losing her mind. It's almost like she don't know how to project her energy in a healthy way. And I think a good way to do that is to be able to work, like to be able to have your own business on the side. You don't have to work outside the house. You can work inside the house. Nowadays, it's just stuff is designed where you can work inside the home. And if you're a creative person, you can create your own business. You can create your own thing and at home, and still be there for your family at the same time. So yeah, that might be a bit of a control mechanism, if a man just wants you to be a stay-at-home mom and he just controls all the finances. I don't know about that one. I don't know. So I guess a dude would have a hard time with me because, you know, he'll be like, just lay your ass down somewhere. And I'll be like, I got orders to fill. I got shipments to make. Are you kidding me? I got products to create. I got shit to do. I got stuff to research. But another thing too is guys feel like if you are working for yourself or just working period outside the home, I think men feel like it also takes that time away from them. Like if they just want like all your time, feel like up to his wife, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. And I think, you know, he would kind of feel like I come home and you working. I guess because I'm walking, I don't know. If my future husband is a wealthy man, right? That's a different story. Because then I would feel that I wouldn't have to work as hard, number one, right? If my husband is a wealthy man. But still want to collaborate. You know what I mean? So if my future husband is wealthy, where, you know, he wants me to be home and be a mom and all that stuff, that's fine. But I would still want to collaborate in some instance, work-wise, because that's just who I am. It's just a part of me. You know what I mean? I have a lot of great ideas, and I already have some established businesses, right? And so that's stuff that I still want to get up and running again off the ground. You know what I mean? I want to reestablish my current businesses. And I think that a husband and a wife duo working together would be powerful, right? It would be a beautiful collaborative effort, right? And so if my future husband is wealthy, great, yeah. I would definitely fall back. Especially, I would fall back, but I would still want to collaborate on some projects. So to whoever out there, I know this gentleman had that question about me staying home, and he takes, you know, the person take care, the guy takes care of all the finances. I don't have a problem with that, but you know, the future husband would have to really be, you know, a provider to the point where I wouldn't feel like I had to work, you know, because at the end of the day, I don't mind working. It's what I do. It's what I'm used to. You know what I mean? So if I had a guy come in and he's just like, just sit back, babe, and receive, just sit back. I'm not used to that. I'm just being honest. I'm not used to that. So it would take me some time to get used to that. And I know some females might be like, shit, it wouldn't take me no time to get used to it. I would just lay my ass down somewhere, right? But it would take me some time to get used to it because I'm not used to that type of approach, you know? I'm just not. So, so we'll see, right? We'll see what happens. You never know. I'm on my way back because the sun is starting to go down a little bit, and I don't play streets too late. What? I hear music? Oh my goodness. I don't ever hear music in this neighborhood. This is a pretty cute neighborhood, y'all. I think I could live in this neighborhood. I think I could. I was researching, I was reading this book on commercial real estate, and one of the things I learned is that I need to pull a map of the city that I'm currently in to be able to determine like new developments and things that are going to be going to different meetings at City Hall, talking to different developers, seeing what future plans are for the city, what's currently going on, you know, look at the map, the blueprint, and kind of determine about the commercial industry. It's very interesting to me. I love stuff like that. But I guess being a realtor, right? It's one of the reasons why I became a real estate agent, right? Because I'm into real estate. So, yeah. So it's emboldening me to really look, because I already researched like the history of this little city or town that I'm in. It's fascinating. The history is fascinating. And so now I'm curious about future developments and things like that. And so I want to kind of check some things out. And it's a lot of vacant establishments around here, like just in regards to commercial property and stuff. I don't know, I think I'm gonna start making some phone calls because I'm really curious about some things. And this house sold. I remember when they were working on this house, they were renovating this home right here. Hold on. They were renovating this home or whatever. I used to walk past because I always walk this area. It's for exercise and stuff. And I remember when they were renovating the house and then they finally put it up for sale. I think it probably took about 2 months for it to sell. But you know what? And I thought I was going to like it because it's cute on the outside. But when I looked inside, I was like, oh, I don't like it. It's too modern for me. It's too plain, and it's just too plain Jane for me. I don't really like really, really straight lines, and I'm like a cottagey character home, stained glass window, built-in shelving, cozy fireplace, built-in window seats kind of chick. That's the kind of chick I am. I'm like, I don't like those. So I wouldn't have bought that house anyway. I don't like the way it looked on the inside. And they newly renovated it, so it wouldn't make sense to go in and knock everything down again. But anyway. I guess I will. That was an interesting question. Would I be a stay-at-home mom? Well, I bring home the finances, child. That would take some getting used to. Oh, he was a cute golden retriever. I would put my sunglasses back on, but the sun is going down. It makes no sense. I did a live on my other YouTube channel too, y'all. My first live on at that girl Shanda, which is my artistry channel. I didn't publish it yet, but I think it's still uploaded. I did something a little different. I normally don't do lives on that page, but I decided to try something different today. So there's my 2 lives in one day. But I hope everybody is enjoying their Turkey Day. If you celebrate it or not, I don't know if you celebrate it or not, but I hope you're enjoying your day. And I definitely enjoyed my day. It was so beautiful out here today. It is still beautiful. So I think I probably should have cooked before I left, but so now I gotta cook when I go in. It's okay though. I don't mind. Oh, my sunglasses are making noise. Hold on, y'all. These sunglasses are making noise. It's bothering me a bit. Okay. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna do this. Maybe I'll put it here. Okay. Oh, they already decorated for Christmas. I know that's right. These homes can't be too big. They have to be like between 1,100 and 1,300 square feet max. These are some little houses out here. Every time I walk out here, the word Pleasantville pops in my head because that's what it feels like, a Pleasantville kind of residential area. Like if you ever seen that movie Edward Scissorhands with Johnny Depp and the neighborhood that he went down into to live with those people that were like, it looked like the setting was like based in the 1950s or whatever. That's what this residential area reminds me of. It's very Pleasantville-like. Pleasantville-esque is what it is. So, anyway. Does anybody have any questions? Hope my chat is still working fine. Sometimes it stops. Like one time I went out of my live and I came back in and all these chats popped up out of nowhere. And I'm like, the hell? I'm like, what happened? What happened? What happened to the comments? Why did they disappear? And why did they reappear? And what the hell is going on? It's funny stuff be going on with these pages. But anyway. Let's see. Oh, all righty. I like seeing like the Aztec and Mayan designs. Sometimes they have on the houses. It's nice. I learned a little history about the Aztec and Mayan tiles and designs that's used out here in Southern California. When I went to this museum, it all happened when King Tut's grave was found, dug up and all that good stuff. And they found a lot of Aztecian, Mayan type tiles and things like that. And it made Americans start wanting to use those specific designs and stuff from King Tut's grave. But what's interesting is that they said King Tut's grave was found in America. And I have proof because I took a picture of it. Sure did. I took pictures of everything in that museum. I said, oh yeah, King Tut's grave in America. Really? Because you know they like to say stuff about Egypt and things like that, but you know, a lot of people always talk about how Egypt is in America and they recreated it over in the continent of Africa, you know, but they said America, and that makes sense too. So a lot of clothes have a lot of Aztecian designs. I used to grow up wearing it, and my mother and my father. Anyway, we won't go into that too deep. We won't go into that too deep. But, so, I guess I will get off. I enjoyed our conversation, as usual. I appreciate all y'all being here. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, All Baddies Got a Story, please subscribe, or Another House for Sale. Please subscribe. Check out my other featured channels on this page, like At That Girl Shanda, which is my artistry page. Has all my spoken word on there, my original spoken word, my original musical compositions, everything written on there I wrote, my original songs, the videos on there I'm singing, so it's all me in different phases of my life, I'll say. But I got better and better coming out of a certain phase of my life. I got better and better. I'm so glad I did. I started looking better too. So glad that I did. But yeah, check out that page At That Girl Shanda if you're into art, spoken word and music and, you know, original art and stuff. Subscribe. I also have a podcast with 300 episodes. I have a couple episodes in my podcast playlist folder on this page. Check that out. If you vibe with the episodes, click on the link in the profile. Subscribe to the pod. And I have other links on this page, that leads to other social media outlets of mine with other content of mine. Of course, all created by yours truly. So, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I do lives every day, sometimes twice a day. I did it twice today. I just did one on at that girl Shanda, my artistry page, for the first time. So I was kind of excited about that. Yeah, subscribe, y'all, and I will see you guys in the next live. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you mañana. Bye. Hold on. Oh hush. Oh hush.